You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. Go. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Go. Don't waste no time.
I won't say it's Go Time Dolphins. It's always Go Time Dolphins over here on Go Time Dolphins. We are 2 days removed from the DraftKings Network live stream. Once again, thanks to every single person who watched it live, watched it after, who commented, who shared it. Thank you all so much. It's never quite a week in Miami. Always breaking news just before we go live. So to delve through all of that and more, I'm joined as always by Mr. Charlie Touche. Charlie, how are you?
It's Go Time Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond, but across the world. I'm your boy, Charlie Touche. Got my co-host, Kadeem Simmons, with me. It's always for the fans and by the fans. Your favorite podcast, and official affiliates of Fanatics. Well, you could be a fanatic of your favorite franchise. Kadeem, yeah, you said breaking news off the jump. And it was when you read it, it was like, what's going on here? And then you heard something leading up to it. So it didn't come out of just left field, it kind of came out of right field. You know what I'm saying? We seen something was happening, and then now we get this news. Tell us what the news is.
So as you rightfully pointed out when we were speaking about this off air, David Long Jr. signed, last season in free agency?
Yep.
Captain this year, and he has been cut. He got benched, I think it was 2 weeks ago for Anthony Walker Jr. Anthony Walker Jr. has had himself a great time. Interception on Monday in the Monday Night Football game against the Rams. A day later, the Dolphins pick up Tyrell Dodson, who had been cut by the Seahawks. Spoke to Charlie Wilson. He was like, did not see that coming. He's been starting all season. And then, Wednesday afternoon, the Dolphins cut David Long Jr. And I guess you said it didn't come out left field, it came out of right field. But are you still surprised by the Dolphins' decision to cut a linebacker who, at the very least, had been healthy?
I'm never surprised. It's the NFL. Here's the thing. If something like this happens, it's not because of performance. Like, you didn't cut David Long Jr. because he wasn't performing. Dude showed up last year, was exceeding expectations. Then this year, we're at the first game. Kadeem, me, you, Simon, 5-Yard Lee, the gracious Hannah Montana. Kadeem puts a baby in her. My dog, you know what I'm saying? Got a baby on the way. You feel me? Like,
there's a better way to phrase that.
He was in Miami and said, you know what? I'm feeling a little whatever y'all say in London. You feel me? So we're at the Dolphins game, and they introduced the captains. I'm like, dang, David Long Jr. is a captain? That's what's up. I was surprised by that. But what I wasn't surprised about was he has been performing. And he was like a dude. I'm like, hey, David Long Jr. came in, and we kind of forgot about Jerome Baker. You know what I'm saying? Like, long-term Miami Dolphins, Jerome Baker is no longer with the team. And David Long Jr. helped us forget about Jerome Baker. Bake Show. But what surprised me even more was that he was a captain and he got cut. That's not performance, bro. And I'm not going to speculate and say, well, it could have been this, it could have been that. And the next you know is none of that. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that a captain got cut literally mid-season, something's going on, Kadeem. There's something going on. There's something going on. You know the song?
No.
I know there's something going on. Something going on. Something going on.
I know there's Annie Fried Linkstead.
Come on, man.
I've never. This song came out in 1982. I was still in my daddy's ball sack, so like, nah.
So was I though, Kadeem. Like, you said 82?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't here yet. You wasn't even in the sack yet, if we being honest.
Well, no, because I was technically aren't like. Don't you already have all of your sperm? Like, you don't create new sperm; it's just there.
Here it is, Anatomy 101. We talking about putting babies in people. That was talking about the sack. Like, this is crazy.
Shout out to Robert Ashton. He said, "Look like it's cold at the Rock. Charlie's got layers on." Robert Ashton, I will be seeing you and a bunch of UK Dolphin fans on Sunday for the game against the Raiders. Cannot wait. I do want to answer, so I will answer it. Was I surprised? Yes, but I guess given the fact that we had signed Tyrod Dodson the day before, at the very least in the linebacker room, someone probably has to go. And given that Anthony Walker Jr. starting, listen, Duke Riley, special teams, like it's interesting. I think we'll get on to what a former Miami Dolphins said later on, but the one thing Dolphins fans have been calling for is accountability. And you saw after Raheem Mostert fumbled in back-to-back games, people like cut him, all this kind of stuff, you know. And Raheem Mostert against the Rams, I don't think got any carries. Yes,
no carries.
So he had a reception. He got snaps, but no carries. So my question to you is the cutting of David Long Jr. not so much a message to the Dolphins, locker room saying, "Hey, anyone can be cut," but do you know what I mean? It's like even though we think we're better than a record, we are 3-6. So, as Chris Greer always likes to say, we are always looking to improve. They found an improvement, and the casualty was David Long Jr.
If was a fifth, we'd all be messed up. You lost two straight games on walk-off field goals. You could have had 3 wins in a row with the return of Tua, and if you did, you would be in the playoffs right now. Playoff picture, like chilling, like 7 seed, 6 seed. You feel me? That's not what happened. Here's the thing, Kadeem. I don't know. I don't know the answer to your question because I don't know why he got cut. So is it a message? I don't know. I know people in the locker room understand the magnitude and the privilege that comes with playing in the NFL and being on a team. And not only that, there's layers to the onion. He was a captain. So it's not just about, he missed a couple he like broken tackles and he wasn't performing this year and we're going to cut him to send a message to the team. It's not that. It has to be something else. Has to be. You mentioned Raheem Mostert. Mostert didn't get any carries, I'm sorry. And the touch he did get was pretty like important, if I'm being real with you. Like it was like a 20-yard reception. And he did his thing on it too. So now Mostert has to work his way back. He has to work his way back into that person where dude had 18 touchdowns in one season and everybody knew Mostert was an RB2 in fantasy football and all the other good stuff. Mostert has the opportunity to work his way back. David Long Jr. doesn't. So that's what tells me it is not performance-based. Something going on. There's something going on. Bro, that's such a good song too, Kadeem. You're missing out on it.
I've just listened to it after. Like I would play it now, but then we'll get demonetized and get a strike against the channel and don't need any of that kind of stuff. Cap for Life says, "Gentlemen, welcome, Cap. Hope you are well." It's interesting because, as we're talking, I'm always on Twitter to make sure that nothing breaks as we're live and stuff. And I've seen 1, 2, 3, 4 accounts in the past hour all basically say Mike McDaniel is holding players accountable. I think that's the easy logic to turn to. But it's also, you know what, Robert Ashton, great point there. He says maybe attitude issue with Long's reaction to being benched, and it could be something as simple as that. Hey, you got benched, as Mike McDaniel says, adversity, all that kind of stuff, and maybe Long just took it the wrong way, and they were like, "Hey, off you go." But yeah, it is. No, again, Charlie, you are right. It's the NFL. Anything can happen. But the Dolphins have at the very least made it clear with this release that no one is really safe, and anyone can lose their job. Not so much on the day off, but mid-season.
Fans on Twitter, they can say everything they want because this we might as well be fans on Twitter too. We can say whatever we want. No one knows. So whether it just looks like, oh yeah, McDaniel holding people accountable, we like it. We like to see player got cut. Most of it didn't get no carries. Well, yeah, this is accountability. If that's the case, when Jalen Waddle going to get his stripes? Because you know what I'm saying, he got a ton of drop passes, an important drop pass every game. So nah, I can't.
I would say Jordan Poyer as well, Julian Hill. There's a bunch of players who.
Yeah. We got to hold everybody accountable. Like Jordan Poyer on the field every play still. You know what I'm saying? He's blown a game or two by now, maybe 2 games, 2 whole games on Jordan Poyer's on his numbers. So nah, I can't say it's accountability. I can't do it. There's something afoot though, Kadeem, and maybe we won't find out. Maybe we will, but let's how y'all say we move on.
Yeah, we move on. To I guess another former Miami Dolphin. And Cap for Life has a comment about it. But Charlie, have you seen DeShon Elliott's comments on a podcast? I think it might have been today. If not, I assume it was this week.
DeShon Elliott plays currently for who is it? The Lions? Oh, no,
I think it's the Steelers.
Yeah, he I think he came from the Lions and came to us. I can't remember who what team he's on.
He's a Steelers.
What did he say, Kadeem?
So he basically said that the Dolphins are soft as FUCK, and I think he accused the Dolphins of basically not so much giving up, but throwing in the towel after the Titans game. So his exact words were, "Last year I played for a team that was soft as F. There were some guys who were tough, but the majority of the team, there was not mentally tough individuals." He then added, "The Dolphins will never be good. Everyone thought they were somebody because of the mindset of, oh, I'm in Miami, I may be somebody different. The Miami culture is the reason why Miami will never be good. Miami will never be a good football team, and I don't care. I think they have great players, but the culture is not going to be there, and I don't care what anyone says." So Cap says, why is the softer Cinnabons label starting to stick now after a win? But what do you make of DeShon Elliott coming for the Dolphins' neck? No diddy on a podcast in 2024.
Remember the issue we had with DeShon Elliott before the season started last year?
No, remind me.
DeShon Elliott wanted Lamar Jackson to be the quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh yeah, come through, whatever," on Twitter or something. And then everybody came at him, and then we was trying to get him on the podcast so we could take shots at him. Like, yo, we not only gonna take shots on you on social media, come to the podcast because we got something for you. Here's the thing about this though, Kadeem. If it's true, I appreciate this. If it is true, I appreciate this. Here's why. He said a lot of things in there that I've been saying my entire life as someone from Miami, bro. Miami is not a city where we're just happy to be in Miami. We understand that there are a ton of things in Miami to do. We know that there's multiple teams. There's multiple sporting events to attend in one night. You know what I'm saying? Kadeem, when you go to Gainesville, Florida, if you're ever in Gainesville, Florida, and you get off the exit of wherever Gainesville, Florida is, off of I-75, everything in every building is Florida Gators everywhere. It is the only team there. And it is the only thing people show up for. Like, yo, I'm a Gator and that's it. When you go to these other small cities where they only have one team to go for, where the whole city comes out just for this team every single weekend, it is not like what it is in Miami. Miami, we got the Heat, we got the Dolphins, we got the Hurricanes, we got FIU, we got FAU. we got the Panthers, we got Inter Miami, we got Messi, we got Pat Riley, we got Wade, we got LeBron, we got Marino, we got Shula. Like, bro, it's so many things to do in Miami. Then we got, if you're not a sports person, you got everything else that you want to do. This is why I always say, bro, when you're an athlete, don't come to Miami just to say, "Oh, I'm in Miami. I'm a celebrity. I'm an athlete. I'm a millionaire. I live on the water. I got a boat. I got a Rari. I play for a Miami franchise." And then they forget how to play their sport that they're actually playing.
Jordan
I don't
Poyer.
appreciate. I don't appreciate that. Yeah, Jordan Poyer. I don't appreciate that, bro. A lot of people come to Miami to retire. Like, and there's a pun in there, and there's like literacy in there too. Like, yo, like, well, not literacy, my bad, but it's being literal. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's in there. Like, yo, nah, bro, we don't want y'all to come down here and end your career here because you want to end it in Miami and go fishing on yachts and stuff. Nah, that's not it. We want a championship. So if DeShon Elliott did say that, and it's true, I appreciate it.
What's interesting, so shout out to Adam Beasley on social media. He said, DeShon Elliott in 2023 allowed 5 touchdown passes, 18.6 yards per completion, and missed 9 tackles while a member of the Miami Dolphins. And everyone's saying, so if Elliott thinks the Dolphins are soft, he was trash as well. So apply that to yourself because you didn't come to Miami and ball out. Let's be completely honest. But no, it's also a case of he didn't say anything that's not new, be it you've said it, but even players. I think even Ramsey called us soft. Like, players in the locker room come out and said, yeah, like we were soft last year, we were a soft team. It's so I don't know if he tried to do like a pipe bomb, but everyone's like, yeah, okay, and what? Like, we know this. And as Cap said, probably not the week to say it after Dolphins just, ground out a tough win on the road in LA, played a really good game against Buffalo and against the Cardinals. Does this team right now look soft? Me personally, I don't think so. Are there still some of the same issues that's been there for the last few years? Yes, but that's just a Miami thing. Miami defenders can't tackle. Don't know what it is. They just can't tackle. So, yeah, listen, DeShon Elliott, we never liked you. It is what it is.
Never.
You came, you done nothing, and you left. Good for you. Like,
that's it.
Everything you said, literally, it applies to yourself. Listen, he made some plays last year. Don't get me wrong, but there's a reason why the Dolphins moved on from him. I think there's a lot of people who like to use revisionist history on a player like DeShon Elliott and go, oh, we should bring him back and all that kind of stuff. No, he's fine in Pittsburgh. I don't know how well he's doing in Pittsburgh. It is what it is. It's obviously a different culture in Pittsburgh, but I think a lot of people are rightfully pointing out, if the Dolphins needed any whiteboard material for the rest of the season, they just got it. Whether they can play up to what's on the whiteboard, we'll find out over the next few weeks. But thanks, Elliott, for giving the Dolphins more motivation to reach the playoffs and, potentially win a Super Bowl ring.
Bro, we could go streaking, bro. We have a chance. It's not like we haven't done it before with a worse team before. We have a chance to go streaking. What's the Dolphins' the next 3 games? We got the Raiders. We got the
Raiders, Patriots, Packers.
Raiders, Patriots, Packers, and Texans. Correct?
I think so. Yeah.
Sounds
about right.
Let me fact check.
Hey, that's my job. Don't take my job away from me.
All right, so fact check that. I believe we got the Raiders, Patriots, Packers, and Texans.
So it's Raiders, Patriots, Packers, Paper Planes, then Texans.
Even better. We got a bye week in there. So we got the Raiders, Patriots, Packers, bye week in the Paper Planes, and then we got the Texans. We could go streaking, bro. We can go streaking. So you get a Thanksgiving game where it's going to be national, and you're going to want to show up like, all right, look, man, we can't have this narrative around us. We need to get in. We're on a 3-game winning streak. Let's get this W. You walk out of there, I like our chances against the Paper Planes at home while the Paper Planes come to us. Bro, we could go streaking. Here's my thing, Kadeem. it ain't over. I don't know how you spell out the F word and think that you could like spell it out but not say it and it's okay. Like I don't know how that works with the YouTube, all that stuff. But I was gonna say the fat lady hasn't sung yet on the other on the DraftKings network stream. I was like, maybe I shouldn't say that. You feel me? But the fat lady ain't sing yet, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like we straight right now. We're not where we want to be, but we are where we need to be and supposed to be, because we can't afford to just get lackadaisical and be like, oh, we're Miami, we're nice. No, we're not that nice, because we need to grind some stuff out. And maybe grinding some stuff out is exactly what we need to be like. All right, look, we grinded it out, and now look where we're at, and we're back in the thick of things. And maybe that's the push that you need to get over the hump.
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of annoying we don't have Pittsburgh on our schedule, because that'd be an interesting game. But mess around and see them in the playoffs. It's added spice. So Cap says, I said this since day one, Miami's a different animal. Robert Ash, and also just on that as well, I was in Miami for 1 week. 1 week. In that time, there was the Marlins game on a Saturday afternoon, the Hurricanes game on the Saturday night, and then the Dolphins game on the Sunday. That's one weekend, 2 different sports, 3 different teams. Like there's so much to do. It's insane. Like I can understand why people in the latter years of their career will go to Miami and say, "Hey, there's always something to do." So no, I do get it.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Kadeem, we were chilling on the beach eating dinner. No.
Yeah.
So you was living a Miami life. You feel me? Like, look at Kadeem. Even Kadeem came down to Miami and got Hollywood. You feel me? Like, so it's like it's the thing to do. Like, you don't go to Miami to stay in the house. I.e. Green Bay, there's nothing there. You feel me? You're hyper focused. You're locked in Green Bay. You're locked in some of these cities where there's nothing else out there. But yeah, man. Go ahead, Kadeem.
Robert Ashton says, if we win the next 2 Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving is rough, one probably in snow, weather we hate. And again, that's the perfect opportunity to show that, hey, we're not soft. Like we'll go to Green Bay in the snow, we'll run the ball, and we'll come out there with a W.
On the back of the momentum that we will have by then.
Yeah, and so I kind of wanted this episode to be, your 3-6 was the best path, or the most likely path to the playoffs. Raiders on Sunday. The Raiders, I think they named Gardner Minshew the starter for the game on Sunday.
Okay.
But that's gonna be interesting. But the Patriots are getting some momentum with Drake May, but Packers, paper planes, 8th of December. By then, Aaron Rodgers might be shut down.
And everybody else along with him. The whole team might be shut down.
Yeah, 100%. So, yeah, just to kind of put a cap on DeShon Elliott and his, to be fair, truthful comments, we're very interesting to see how the Dolphins react to what he said. Friend of the podcast, Javon Holland, and other players have basically said they don't really care what he says. He's not in the building no more. It is what it is.
And then did you hear Tua's comments on the tackle, the interception tackle? And he went up to, I think, I don't know how, Roseboom. I don't remember who the person's name who picked it off. But Tua said he went up to him after the play and said, basically, bro, you didn't see me right there. Like, you see me right there. I seen you see me. Like, you couldn't run out of bounds. That's what Tua said. Did you hear that?
No, I heard him say that the hit wasn't as bad as people. It wasn't as bad as it looks. Like he didn't really feel it. But he also said, "Did people expect me to get out of the way?" Basically, like, did people expect me to not to allow him to walk in and score a touchdown? Basically, so that's what I heard.
I ain't gonna lie, it's always worse than what it looks because it hits you in the head, bro, and you have head issues. That it's worse than what it looks. Once upon a time, I cannot remember this quarterback, bro, for the life of me. I think it was Tony Romo, maybe. I can't remember. But this quarterback threw a pick, Might have been Jay Cutler. I don't know. He threw a pick, and as soon as he threw a pick, he unbuckled his chin strap and started walking towards the sideline while the return was coming back the other way. Like he just didn't even bother. He like threw the pick, snapped his helmet, and started walking to his sideline and didn't even pursue the interception, the person who was returning the interception. That's what I need, Tua. I don't even need you to go over there, bro. Like you threw the pick, that's worse. That's one. But if you get hurt, that's worse. So we don't need you to compound injuries, you know what I'm saying, or situations or bad things. Like yo, you threw the pick, walk away. You know what I'm saying? Like, or just get in the way. You could run over there, don't make the tackle, slow him down, and ole, like you know what I'm saying, like matador him. You know what I'm saying? Like stand in the way and then get out the way.
The linebacker just like truck him, just leading him. Like
that's what it's like. The matador doesn't get hit by the bull, Kadeem. He's supposed to get out the way. Like, oh, yeah. I almost got hit. That's what I need to
almost. But sometimes they get hit, and when they get hit, it don't look good. So,
hey, I'm running with the Bulls in Spain, Kadeem. I'm out.
You're not.
We out here, Charlie, bro. We out here, baby.
Charlie, you're not doing it. That's what one thing you're not doing is running with the Bulls. Like, no. But once again, it's another week, another talk about concussions. Kendall Fuller, second concussion of the season. Really dumb question, but I'm going to ask it. Are you worried?
I mean, everybody gets concussions. I don't like it. I'm not worried about it, but I wish he didn't get concussions. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I got. There's nothing more. I am exhausted. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's unfortunate. But I'm not. What level of worry? You know what I'm saying? Like, I worry for the dude's long-term health, but do I think he's not going to play football this year? I think he's going to come back and play.
Yeah. I was going to ask this on Patreon, but it would be a 5-second response, and 4 of those seconds would be you looking at me like I said the dumbest thing in the whole entire world. Kendall Fuller's out injured. Do you bring back Xavier Howard? I
already said that, Kadeem. And you already said exactly what you gave me the response that I like. You didn't even give me a response. You said no. Like I didn't even get the whole question out my mouth, and you already said no. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, bro. I don't like Xavier Howard.
It's funny, and again, social media ain't a real place, but so much of social media is like, go and get Xavier Howard. It's like, in the nicest possible way, he turned down joining the Bengals. He's clearly looking for something. Fair play to him, is what it is. He's not coming back to Miami.
You know why would he come? Xavier Howard's going to come back and then pull a hamstring, getting burnt, and then we're going to pay him free money all over again. I'm out. It's a no for me, dogs. I'm out. Shark Tank, I'm out. No, I don't want Xavier. He's going to get free money, bro. Like, no, he's going to Will Fuller us. One play. Oh, I can't play. Sorry. I got over on you again. No, I don't want Xavier Howard.
I can't imagine the Dolphins do that at all.
Hey, so the fantasy football week is over, Kadeem. Shout out to our friends at Fantasy Game Day and the Fantasy Game Day app. In the Veterans League, we got Sherrod Steve 8-2. We have myself, Championship Chuck 8-2. The Average White Guy 7-3. Flipper Main Mick 7-3, and Miami Fendetta 6-4, and then Ty Freak Waddle at 4-6, trying to make a playoff push. But then we have people eliminated from playoff contention, and David Brown. We got same old Dolphins, unfortunately eliminated at 3-7. David Brown also at 3-7. CD's Nuts at 2-8, but managed to get one of them wins off of me, eliminated. And we got Fanish, Kai Kid 305, 2-8. Basically just playing to not come in the last place, but also eliminated from playoff contention. What you got, Kadeem?
So, for folks' sake, Ray Bottomley is 8-2. Jimmy's Giants is 7-3. Stranger Danger is 6-4. Then you've got 3 teams on 5-5. Myself, Simon Myers from the Dolphin UK podcast with He's Got Hill. Robert Ashton, who's in the comments right now, is 5-5. Great way to turn his season around. Phil's, Finns, and Robbins is 4-6. Hawk Tua is also 4-6, and I have him this week. and then at the bottom is Wake 91 and Tua in the pink. But interestingly, I should say, no one in this league is eliminated from playoff contention yet, which I think is pretty interesting.
Where you at?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm 5-5. I'm joint fourth.
Ooh, Kadeem trying to make a playoff push.
I'm annoyed because basically I lost my matchup this week because Cameron Williams went off and Tyreek Hill didn't. But this week, looking at my opponent, who's got Tua, Devon Achane, Justin Jefferson, Deebo Samuel. Yeah, it's not looking good.
I got David Brown. I got David Brown this week. He needs to win to stay in playoff contention. I'm just gonna ease his pains and get him out of the paint and have him sit on the couch and watch the playoffs from the couch.
Yeah, my opponent needs a win to bring himself to 5-6, which will bring me down to 5-6. But no, it's interesting. But we play.
My bad. I was gonna say, tell us about the fantasy game day app.
That's what I was doing. I was just gonna say we play over on ESPN. But if you are in the UK and you are looking for daily fantasy sports since DraftKings left the UK, head on over to the Fantasy Game Day app, where you can you can earn a second free entry with code GTDFF. That's again Fantasy Game Day app, code GTDFF for free second entry. Your first entry costs £7.50. Although they do have new games and you can play for as little as £3. Charlie, I was going to say during the DraftKings stream, don't mention Fantasy Game Day app, because obviously DraftKings left the UK, which is why Fantasy Game Day app is doing so well. But, I really don't care, to be fair, so it is what it is.
So, shout out to the friend of the podcast, Javon Holland. We still have more Javon Holland stuff we could give away. That's crazy. Dog blessed us with a ton of equipment and cleats and gloves and Dolphins stuff. So shout out to the friend of the podcast, Javon Holland. When I became friends with Javon Holland, Kadeem.
So time out. Say that again.
When we became friends with Javon Holland.
No, not even a we, but it's more like just the casualness. When I became friends with Javon, it's like, okay, yeah, we get it. You're friends with Javon Holland. Like, it's cool.
All right. So look, I was gonna say something, but when that happened, when that connection happened, I don't like calling it a connection. When me and Javon Holland linked up, I was actually trying to get Trill Williams on the podcast. And it was Trill Williams was right there on the phone. It was me, Javon. Trill Williams was on the phone. I'm like, dang. I'm going to tell Kadeem we get Trill Williams. They're going to talk about wrestling and all of the good stuff, right? But it didn't happen. It was like, almost. You know what I'm saying? And then it didn't happen. So I almost, all the time, whenever I mention Trill Williams, I almost say friend of the podcast, Trill Williams. But Trill Williams, former Miami Dolphin, has signed with the WWE and is pursuing his career in wrestling, bro. And I'm so happy for Trill Williams, bro, because if you know Trill Williams and you follow him on social media, that's all this dude is about, is wrestling and football, and the fact that he gets to pursue it in the WWE, bro. I love it. What do you make of it, Kadeem?
He was on TV last night. So Tuesday night, WWE NXT. He's already made his debut in the background. So listen, yeah, he followed him on social media. Horror movies and wrestling. That's all he talks about. So this is a amazing opportunity for him. I wish him nothing but the best. And it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out, and just how much of an opportunity he's going to get with the WWE. He could be potentially headlining WrestleMania in the next 5 to 10 years, which would be absolutely amazing.
Trying to get up out of here?
100%.
Yeah, I know what time it is. What time is it?
Stay positive, test negative. For Kadeem Simmons, I'm Charlie Touche.
Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time. Already.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time.
One thing we didn't discuss was the announcement that friend of the podcast, Austin Jackson, his season is done. A huge blow to the Dolphins. I'll be brutally honest, he can't really stay fit. Like, injured. I'm not talking like injured week in, week out, but I feel like every season there's at least one injury keeps him out for multiple games. This one keeps him out for the rest of the season. What do you think the Dolphins do at right tackle between now and the end of the season? And I know it's super early, but do the Dolphins look to bring in a long-term replacement for Austin Jackson early in the draft next year?
Dolphins got to look for a long-term replacement in multiple positions, Kadeem. So I don't think they could afford to look for a long-term replacement at right tackle because they need left tackle to pan out and Patrick Paul. I don't know, bro. You need a center. I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but shout out to friend of the podcast, Austin Jackson.
Yeah, it's the only reason I asked is because, best case scenario, Patrick Paul is your long-term replacement at left tackle. I don't think they need a center just yet. I think Aaron Brewer's been amazing this year. But you're always looking for long-term replacements, like you said, in multiple positions. I just think Austin Jackson will have. Will next year be his last year?
So he got paid last year? He got paid last year?
Yeah, I would. Austin Jackson. I feel like he signed a 3-year extension, and this is his second year of that extension. Austin Jackson, not USC, on his bow track. So Austin did the mic. Austin Jackson's contract agree. No, so he's got 2025 and 2026.
So it was an extension. So it probably like the first year probably wasn't until like this year of that contract.
So okay.
He came in with Tua, right?
Yeah.
So they probably had, and he was a
first round pick.
I don't know, but the contract ends in 2026.
Yeah. So no, it's. I just thought it's interesting. As always, so Robert Ashton says he's pretty young still. He is no way he's 25. He's 25. That is mental. He's 25. That is mental. To be fair, he was young coming out of college, but 20. Wow, fair play. It's not, listen, like I said, it's more the injuries. It's not anything of his play basically, but it's like I'm just looking at his Wikipedia quickly. Rookie season placed on IR, obviously came back off it. I think he was healthy 2021, 2022 placed on IR, came back and then placed back on it in December. And then, to be fair, completely fine last year. This year, back on IR, season-ending injury. So, no, it was just a question. As always, social media, notable plays, people saying, Chris Greer once again extending injury-prone players, all that kind of stuff. But I feel like there's been a lot of injuries across the offensive line in the entire NFL, and this isn't so much a Miami Dolphins thing; it's an NFL thing, which is part of playing in the league. So, not much you can really do about that, I guess.
I think they're gonna like stick to him until his contract runs out, and then like find his replacement near his contract running out. I don't think they're gonna stray away from Austin Jackson.
Yeah. You got anything else before we shoot when we head over to Patreon to do extra points?
Nah, we're giving out some game balls on Patreon. Y'all join us.
You heard him right there. Charlie would say, "Are you hurt or are you injured?
Are you hurt or are you injured? That's it."
100%. Well, but Ashton, I know we will see you over there on Patreon. To everyone else, if you don't see you on Patreon, we will see you on Friday for the Las Vegas Raiders preview. So until the next time, peace.